What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video in the Ideal Auto Factory. Today is Sunday and I get to go drifting. Today I'm going to be going to the track. Yes, an actual drift track and not just in my garage. And I am going to be getting some drive time in with the new Slidetech Pro. ESC, keep God first. Let's get into this video. So here's the ESC. So that's the new capacitor. It's a lot smaller than the old one. The old one was like 4 of them strung together. So this is a smaller capacitor. You also can see right there, there is a fan port. That's still labeled LED, but the fan is plugged into it, and the fan is in this whole section there. That section is where the new fan is at. So the fan is like internal in a sense. And then under that is a carbon fiber plate. This carbon fiber plate right here is what can mount to the actual chassis, so you don't have to find some fancy print to make. Roadside RC made a great 3D printable brace slash mount for the Slidetech normal version. Outside of that, the sensor port is on the left to go to the motor, and the power cable here goes to your transmitter receiver box here. So that's the sort of like hardware there. There is this now button that goes up, down, left, right, and select straight in the middle. And let's go ahead and turn it on. It's just that simple to turn on there. There goes the actual Furitek symbol. You can see there the ESC temperature, the motor temperature, voltage for the battery. Then there's temperature graphs, motor temperature, battery, throttle, and a histogram there for everything. And then we're back at the main part. So you can go down, down. You saw that's 3 different menus. It's kind of like my favorite one right there because it reminds me of the S2000 gauge cluster. And then when you click, you get all of your settings, your running mode, throttle, advanced mode, where you go straight in and you get turbo and you get boost right there. Within seconds of me turning this on, I can get the boost and turbo. Now you can see I'm pushing left, I'm pushing right. You got some of every setting in here. That temperature unit, we're going to change that to Fahrenheit. And you hold, should be able to go back. There we go. And pretty much you can change all your settings there. Now this is GOM. And in this GOM, there's a top deck, which is right here. So yeah, I'm not going to be using much of this touch screen. I mean the screen right here for much other than to like read some data as I'm sitting here. But the capabilities are there to tune your ESC with the button here and the screen there. No other accessories needed. So now check it out. You got the Furitek ESC. Gonna turn it on, push that button there. It's turning on. Now look, we're going into the app. There goes the ESC, and boom, we are in. And it gives me that warning because that indeed is on, and I have my A and C wires swapped because I wanted to just see how the feature would be. So that's cool that it tells me every time I go into this app that is the case, because you never know, I may swap ESCs or something. So now telemetry is on. You got the same modes. You got the running mode, got forward brake reverse, voltage cutoff, voltage output to the servos only, 6.0 and 7.4, clockwise or counterclockwise motor rotation, startup power, low, medium, normal, high, and very high, max forward, max reverse, max brake, drag brake, all the settings right there. Throttle, got your neutral forward, basically the neutral range. It's got narrow, normal, wide, and super wide. Then you got your brake frequency, your reverse delay, drive frequency, up to 64,000 hertz. Punch level 1 to 10. Neutral brake, same as the neutral forward in a sense, but pretty much you let go of the throttle and tell you how much it is. It doesn't give you the option to go drag brake, so there's that. And you got your rev limiter here. Got your cutoff RPM, your drop back down RPM. So pretty much max of 40,000 RPMs, and as soon as it drops to 30,000 RPMs, it'll kick it back up to 40, and then you go bounce between the two. So let's enable that so you all can hear it. It's pretty cool, right? I don't know what that is. Tried it, doesn't work. So you got an RPM limiter too. For me, I think it would be like EPA for your throttle, but you already got that somewhere else, so don't know what that really does. Go to throttle. You got your throttle curve, pretty self-explanatory there, and then you go into the advanced. Same settings, you got boost, turbo, and turbo timing, and then the Hall angle. So right there in the app, you get your settings, and of course, turn that turbo off. Let's go back and turn that rev limiter off. Let's hear what that sounds like without turbo. And now let's turn turbo on, just so you know how quick this app works with this ESC. Just that fast. So now let's get this stop RPM. Let's turn it up to about 450, maybe. Let's go 50. See if it sounds a little higher pitch. No, it does not. But I know what will. Let's take that boost up to 20. My can timing is at 20, so we got a total of 55 degrees of timing. And now let's bring it back down to 10 there, back to 10, and instantly. So you get the full experience of tuning on the fly instantly with this ESC from Furitek. And now I'm in the battery section here. You just go here and you go to the battery. And this is pretty cool because this, if you're looking here, if you're looking into there, you can get the RPMs, right? The max RPMs, and then you get the max current draw. Somewhere around 3.3, right? And I feel like this is just like a motor tester to see what your motor is doing. But you guys tell me. Do you get an ESC and a motor tester all in one? Pretty cool. Pretty cool set of electronics there. Well, that was pretty cool, right? The ESC does so much out of the box without you having to buy anything other than the ESC. And I really appreciate that from a company that, you know, they're in the scene, like as far as electronics goes. They make ESCs for crawlers and things like that. And the software development, the user friendliness, the user interface is quite commendable. So I definitely recommend this ESC. As far as the price point, them being out on the market right now, I think they are right there in the sweet spot where, hey, you can tune right there. Like, done deal. Buy it, done. Tuning, turbo, boost, all there. Everybody else, you gotta buy something extra. And that, for me, with the instant tuning that's available for this ESC, I think everybody else needs to get on board with that. Because that feature it's starting to be a deal breaker for me. Because when you think about it, for a lot of the ESCs, tuning on the fly is the argument. whether you need it or you don't. But when you get tuning on the fly. When you get instant changes, you are able to drive your car that much better. In my videos that you will see later on at the track, I am getting closer and closer and starting to get into the tandems a lot easier because I'm able to fine tune my ESC instantly. Pulling off to the side of the track and then just changing one setting, hurry up and getting back on the track is very easy to do with this ESC. So you could run the cheapest setup you can, and this ESC will give you instant tuning. So their possibilities are endless, I think. And of course, having external monitors, you can get really scale with this ESC. But yeah, I'm not trying to ramble on too much. If you would like to have this ESC, go ahead and click the link below. I don't get any kickback from that. This is just me offering an easier way to get to that ESC because I recommend it. Temperatures are fine. The fan is always on. I changed that feature to be always on. And overall, 160 amps. What more could you ask for as far as power is concerned? This is a great ESC. Go get you one if you want it. You won't be disappointed. You won't need anything else. And that's that. Now stay for the rest of the video. I'm just going to be at the track. You're going to get a full experience of me tuning with this ESC at the track and driving and just an overall good time. So thank you. Stay tuned. Alright, so we're about to get drifting. I'm about to put a little bit of laps through the Furitek ESC, and then just do a cold, what is it called, hot lap? Like, do a bunch of laps, don't change anything, see how I like it, and then go from there. So here you can see I'm just a little bit off. These are my first couple of laps, and as everybody else is going for the zones, I'm not hitting them. But then I started to get a little better, I'm on the Red B ASO1s on this polished concrete, and just over time I'm getting a little feel for the ESC, the power, what I'm wanting to feel, and driving around it, with my skill level. But there I go, I'm starting to get into the zones. And then I start leading the pack a little bit, and I know what I need to achieve on the ESC. Okay, so I just did a few laps, and the first thing that comes to mind is it's too punchy. So let me go in the app, and I'm gonna change that really quick. So you see that car right there? It just connected. I hit OK. I'm in the app right now, and it's too punchy. So I'm gonna go over to the punch level because the starter power is low. The starter power is already low. So I'm just gonna go to the throttle section here. I'm gonna adjust that punch level there to a 2. And now I'm gonna go drive some more. I really like how quick I can change my settings. I'm going back to the throttle, and I'm going to put that punch up 1, so it's at 3 now. And the reason being is because it doesn't break traction quick enough, and so I feel like I'm in this state of like grip, no grip, grip, no grip, instead of a fluid motion and wonderful conversation between the two. That should be my sweet spot, and maybe I'll change some boost levels after, but I'm gonna do some drifting and just get an update after that. So what I'm doing now, it's going to change my FDR. Going from it's like an 84, and I'm going to put a 90 on it. Now let's get back on the track. Overall, Slidetech has been great. I've enjoyed tuning it, and I've enjoyed just the pleasure of instantly getting a feeling or reaction from what I need. Change the throttle punch. Felt that immediately. Oh, yeah, let me change the boost level. Oh, yeah, let me change the turbo level. Quick. The fastest I've ever experienced it, because there's no read and write. There's no, like, go into this mode first and then change it. No, it's in the app, hit the button, done. Temperature wise, didn't feel performance of the thing has been flawless. And I did change the fan from the auto feature to the always on feature, because that's just how fans have always been for me. Overall, a great ESC. I will say, the features are on par with everything that's out, but also it makes it user friendly because you can use the ESC and the app to better tune your setup. Sometimes, when you're when I'm paying attention to these things, okay, 0.2 second turbo delay, and then you pull your throttle to like 98%, and out of nowhere your turbo's kicking on. You're like, well, I didn't expect that. Or you say to yourself, oh yeah, I want my boost to be in 10,000 to 40,000 RPM range. And then you're looking, and then you hit 40,000 RPM, and something's not acting right. So there's a lot of capabilities with the ESC, and there's a lot of user friendliness. And honestly, to just buy an ESC and have what you need right there, Wi-Fi built in, no special stuff to go along with it, it's just there. That is a plus as well. And overall, I don't know what the Slidetech ESC shortcomings were, other than heat issues. So to change the button to go with a smaller capacitor and a smaller footprint, technically, because the fan doesn't make it taller, the Slidetech Pro ESC has definitely fixed issues and also still keeps up with, if not improves on, what is already the Slidetech platform there. So I'm definitely looking forward to what all it can do. The fan port being in the LED port, maybe you could buy a splitter and still run backfire. I don't know how that works, but yeah, this is the Slidetech Pro ESC, and it's been doing well. So thank you all for watching. Hey, keep God first. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.